Hello, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. I'm going to go to the screen share. Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I can get this thing to work right. Just one second. All right. So, sharing my screen. Okay, so this is a workshop on healing, divorce, and breakup energetically. So, thank you so much for joining me. But I'm going to talk about that. And this is the agenda, that my value proposition, the stages of grief, recovery and action, and energetic healing meditation journey. So, my story, sharing a little bit about what qualifies me to share here today. So, I was in a marriage of 20 years. I was with my high school sweetheart, married, was with him at 17 years old, got married at 19, stayed married for 20 years, had a couple of kids. And so I understand about, healing from these long relationships and marriages. So that's what kind of qualifies me to share here today. And I've recovered from that thing. And I did it, with a variety of ways that we're going to share and talk about here today. So I went through so much that I wrote a book about it. Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. And here's my website right here in case you want to go grab it, or you can go on Amazon, or you can contact me for an autographed copy if you are in the States. So, Walking Away, Winning the War Against Shame, Abuse, AIDS, and Abandonment. So that kind of tells you a little bit about some of the things that I went through. What is the toll divorce or breakup can have on your life? What's the toll on your mind? What's the toll on your body? What's the toll on your spirit? The issues. Typically, people break up over time, meaning it doesn't happen overnight. So much trauma. So, for me, I can say that it was traumatic almost from the beginning, but I didn't realize, so many things that I didn't realize, because a lot of times people show you just what you want to see. They're not caring about, what you need, and so, and a lot of times they're really only caring about themselves, and we could get into narcissists and all that kind of stuff, but that's not the purpose of this particular workshop. So they always say that time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. And that was a quote that Andy Warhol said, which makes so much sense because people think that you can just sit back and just allow time to change things. Now that can be true in some instances. If you're growing a garden, if you leave it in the ground like you're supposed to, then it'll change and it'll grow to become whatever it is that you're supposed to be, that you planted. But in other cases, you have to actually change them yourself. So I agree with this on that term. Recovery from breakup, divorce. So you have choices. You can wallow and you can complain about everything wrong in your life. You could have support. You can have constructive conversations with your support team. So if that's something that is, on your mind, there are people that you can talk to. There's therapists that you can get on call. There's healers, people that work with people strictly to heal from recovery from breakup and divorce. And I say breakup because a lot of people these days are not getting married, but they be with people 10 and 12 and 15 and 20 years and then they break up. So to me, it's like a divorce, but I say breakup because, they technically not married. Surround yourself with quality friends. Appreciate the people in your life. Support. Talk to the right people. The people who desire to help you and understand that you're hurting. So don't just go around talking to any old body, because a lot of times we'll do that. We'll just be talking to anybody, and it don't be the right people that you need to talk to. It don't be the people that have your best interests at heart. It don't be the people that really care about you. Sometimes it's just people that want to get in your business. So you have to be mindful of that. The healing process is akin to the process of grief that Elizabeth Kubler-Ross identified. And so there are 5 stages of grief. And you typically go through all the stages, however, not in any particular order. Because it really is, if you think about it, it really is a death of a relationship. When you get divorced or when you have a extreme breakup, it's a death of a relationship. That's what it is. And so I'm going to go over the 5 stages of grief according to Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. So the first stage is denial. The second is anger. The third is bargaining. The fourth is depression. The fifth is acceptance. And what does that look like? Typically, it looks like shock, the initial disbelief, going between numbness and pain and asking why, but you're having all these issues and stuff like that. When typically, and I'm going to say this, and I know it's probably controversial, but typically you already know when your relationship is headed, for an end, you already know. Now, whether you want to admit it to yourself and whether you want to believe it, So honestly, I just, I know that you do feel that shock and that initial disbelief, but my thing about that is you really don't need to feel that because you already knew, but tragically, a lot of times we just don't want to admit it to ourselves. If y'all been sleeping in different bedrooms and all that kind of stuff, and and you don't talk to each other and you don't really have a relationship, then what do you expect is going to happen eventually? And then you got denial, which, avoid discussing divorce as a solution. Invest heavily in saving your marriage. See your therapist, see your healer, your pastor, your priest, your best friend, your mama. Talk to somebody about it. And that's usually, what people do when they're in denial. You start doing that. Although, these are things that you probably, should have already done by the time you get to this point. But typically we haven't done those things. And so, you stay in that state of denial, and you're not looking at divorce as an option, which really it kind of is the only option once you get here. And then you got anger, blaming, frustrated, emotional, blaming for the past, present, and the future issues. So you're just angry, and you're just blaming everybody and anybody and anything, and in the past, and all kinds of things that you can't even change. You can't change the past. And blaming is such a low vibration emotion. There's nothing you can do with it. Nothing. And then bargaining. Offer to do anything to make things right. People offer to do anything to make things right. Like, they'll say, oh, well, and they'll do this with God. They'll say, oh, well, God, if you fix my marriage, I'll be a better Christian. If you fix my marriage, I'll be a better person. If you fix my marriage, I'll do this. There's the bargaining stage. And I know it well because I did it. I know it. I know all of these things, and I'm not telling you something that I didn't do. I'm telling you something that I did do, that I know. And then you got depression, sadness associated with realization of the inevitable, often deepens after unsuccessful try again. Because y'all know, typically, I'm gonna tell you, me and my ex, we separated 3 times before we divorced over the 20-year period. 3 times I left him. I was like, I can't do this anymore. Actually, no. I left him 2 times and he left me the 3rd time. And so when he left me the 3rd time, y'all know what? I was so happy. So happy. But then I settled in and I started dealing with all of these things that I'm sharing with you, which I didn't think it would come because I wanted it. I was so happy. I had prayed for a year, for God to do something, to fix something, to change him, to change me. I accepted all of that and I had prayed. So when that thing happened, I said, God, thank you. You answered my prayer. And then I was like, okay, what next? And then I started dealing with some of these things. Acceptance, recognizing the new identity and set healthy boundaries. Hold up responsibilities in new circumstances. So that is, when you start to, get into that realization stage, you start realizing that, this is happening, this is what this is. And then you start realizing that, there's some shifts and some changes maybe that you have to make depending on your situation. And so what did I do to heal and move on? I started journaling my thoughts, my dreams, my visions. I started to get clear on what I wanted. So you get clear on what you want. Share some things on your list. Get clear on what you want, journal, and start thinking about, where you want to go from here. What is it that you want to do? You know what I'm saying? And forgiveness. Forgiveness is so key. So for me, I created my own ritual around forgiveness, and I also utilized the Ho'oponopono prayer. So while I was quick to forgive my ex, it took a little longer for me to forgive myself. Forgive yourself for staying in that relationship, even though you knew it wasn't a match. Forgive yourself for allowing someone to mistreat you. Forgive yourself for not loving yourself enough to put you first. Now, this is not an exhaustive list. There are many things that you can forgive, but this is a start. And so the Ho'oponopono prayer goes like this. At its core, the Ho'oponopono prayer is a process of reconciliation and forgiveness. The prayer is a powerful affirmation consisting of 4 key phrases. You say, and what I say is you visualize the person in front of you that you want to forgive, or the thing that you want to forgive. Visualize that as if they're standing in front of you and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. These phrases are not just words, but a mantra that embodies acceptance, responsibility, gratitude, and love. Forgive. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. So simple, but so powerful. Find gratitude. Now, for one thing, I started finding gratitude for everything and being grateful for everything, even your ex. Do things you love to do. Spend more time with your friends and pets. Take time to reconnect with previous loves, reading, writing, cooking, designing, creating, exercise as much as you can. Find gratitude for exercise. Now, I do not have a slide for this one, but I'm going to talk about it. So you want to find affirmations that mean something to you. So if you start to think about, the things that you desire, the things that you want, find affirmations that mean something to you. So I'm going to read and show you, or, begin to really embody the person that you are. And so one of the things that I say to myself is, which I just recently wrote down, is I am the woman who is secure in herself and her value and knows her value proposition. I am the woman who is confident in her gifts and uses them to a fault. I am the woman who is a multi-7-figure earner without a whole huge team, but with an assistant and contractors. I am the woman who is fearless. I am the woman who knows her worth. And so these are things that mean something to me. These are things that light me up. These are things that I feel. And so that is, one of the things that I wanted to do. So I'm going to, we're going to do a meditation. So I want you to sit down or lie down, get comfortable, check your spinal alignment, make sure that your spine is nice and straight. Lightly tuck your chin down a little bit to elongate your neck, and then close your eyes and focus on your breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose. And what I want you to do is in through the nose, hold it for 3 seconds, and then out through the mouth. And as you do that, imagine that everything that you're inhaling positivity and you're exhaling negativity. So 3 times. And now I'm going to put this meditation on for us.
Well as you'd like right now. Eyes softly closed, and awareness centered in on breath and body. Inviting muscles to relax. And getting an awareness of the energy of that which we will be calling life. The energy of that. In order to do this, I will walk you through an exercise, but simply be aware in the meantime of how your body feels, what you're sensing, what you're witnessing, perceiving, and experiencing as we go through this. Begin by imagining that which you would call oneness. Whether for you, this is a connection to a higher power that is one with all, or it's literally being the one thing that is in this moment for this practice, or anything in between or outside of that, it does not matter. Let that come to you now. Being open to whatever the highest, best, most loving idea, energy, and creation of the experience of oneness for you right now, whatever that is. I'll give you a moment to feel it. Let yourself relax into it. And as you get a sense of being oneness, being one with oneness in this moment, let that sense be the energy of life itself. And as you're tapped into that sense, let yourself give life the following message. Dear life, I love you. I thank you for all that is. You are truly amazing. You are everything I could possibly imagine. You are so amazing. I am so grateful for every sip of air I get to take. Thank you for all the gifts you give me that amaze me every day. I trust you, life. And I love how you trust me. You trust me enough that I may be here right now, alive in this very moment. I feel so lucky to be here. Thank you, life. Thank you. Make this your own by saying a few more sentiments to life now. Out loud or in your mind, it does not matter. You now begin to imagine that you are receiving the energy of a message back from life itself. Trust your own experience, whether you hear words or simply get a knowing or a feeling within, or anything in between or outside of that. It's all good. Trust what happens for you, even if it just feels like stillness. Very good. Say thank you to yourself and all of life for being here, for showing up for this moment. And carry that gratitude with you as you slowly come back to this moment, emerging as you in this newfound energy, in this blissful awareness of your oneness with life. Opening your eyes only when you're ready, and carrying this feeling forward with you, returning to this anytime you need to.
All right, so we have finished that quick meditation. Thank you so much for joining me with that. So, for me to be here before you for a few minutes, I have to share how you can work with me. So, I have a few different programs that I have going. Magic and Mentoring, 6 weeks to awakening your clairsenses. Are you interested in improving awareness and sensitivity to subtle energies? Would you like to increase your intuition? Get techniques for maintaining energetic balance and grounding? And this is a small group program. Paid in full price is $555. Payment plan, 2 payments of $300. So if that is something that is interesting to you, please let me know, reach out to me. And then I have monthly magical healing and transformation. So 3 months of healing and transformation, 2 times monthly sessions, one-to-one, email, messenger, telegram support, $666 paid in full, 3 payments of $244. And that's 3 months of one-to-one sessions, 2 times monthly. This is for those who want more support and accountability. So if you are interested in that, you've been listening to me and you feel like I can help you, send me a message. We'll jump on a call and see if it's for you. 6 months of healing and transformation, 2 times monthly, one-to-one sessions, email, messenger, telegram support, 1332 paid in full, or 6 payments of 244. So I think that's like super reasonable. And I really am trying to get out here so I can help people. And then I also have the Conscious Healing Hub. I told you I had something for everyone. Conscious Healing Hub membership is $33 a month and no contract. So that means you can go and come if you want to. But I would advise you to stay because that is, this is for founding members. So that is the price that it'll stay for you forever. If you go out and come back, it might go up. So this membership is your gateway to developing and harnessing the power of your intuition to transform your life. Join a supportive and empowering community dedicated to holistic wellness, personal growth, and spiritual enlightenment. Through guided journeys, insightful workshops, and engaging resources, and monthly Zoom calls, you will learn to connect deeply with your inner wisdom. Unlock the potential to experience authentic living, achieve your dreams, and embark on a life-changing journey of self-discovery and intuitive mastery. Step into a life of mindful, inspired living with the Conscious Healing Hub. Included in your membership, monthly Zoom calls recorded, private Facebook group, Telegram, for support, resources, guest lectures and workshops, and 20% off of all of my services as a thank you for being a member. So for being a member to the Conscious Healing Hub, you can access my services and get 20% off. And you also have opportunities to get an affiliate, to be an affiliate as well. So that is something new that that came to me. So that you have opportunities to be an affiliate. Let me put that on here. All right. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for hanging out with me for these few minutes. I appreciate you. I hope that, all is well with you. I'm going to stop the share. All right. So again, I really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, Definitely we are at a space and a time where healing is paramount, and healing from anything is possible, and healing from everything is possible. It's according to what you believe. And so, I am here to assist you in that area if that's something that you need. Also, to help you to connect to your intuition, to connect to your God self, connect to your spirit, so that you can live, a more interesting life, so that you can have the things that you desire, and be who it is that you feel called to be. So if those are things that you're interested in, make sure that you continue to follow me and that you like, share, and subscribe wherever you are watching this. So again, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope that everything is magical in your world, and I hope that your heart is full. And as I said, you can follow me on TikTok at Intuitive Tammi. You can follow me on Facebook at Tammi Morrison, or in Unleashing Your True Self, on Instagram at I Am Really Tammi Y. Morrison. On LinkedIn at Tammi Morrison. So you can follow me all over. And my website is tammymorrison.com. So you can reach out to me any of those spaces. And if you're watching on YouTube, I think my email might actually be on there. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for showing up for yourself. And if you need any help and support and assistance in, transferring and transforming, especially once you get out of these relationships and, they're hurtful. If you need any assistance, or you want to just even have a talk therapy session, I'm interested and open to that as well. So again, thank you for joining, and I hope everything is wonderful in